Welcome back to yet another video from the FPL Boys. Before we start our video, just wanted to plug our channel and share that more than 50% of our viewers are not our subscribers. So if you are watching a video and like what you see or find it helpful, please subscribe to our channel and help us grow. It takes a lot of effort from us to dig these content out week in week out. So let's start with the questions for this game week. Our first question comes from Omar. Is Kane a sell? No, Kane is definitely not a sell. We weren't bullish on him because of his tough fixtures, but if you already have him in your team, you hold him until game week 28 minimum because of his fixtures and his consistency. Our second question is Odegaard, Saka and Martinelli. Which two are you picking? Well, Saka and Odegaard would be our choices. Saka is on penalties and is in great form at the moment. He is high on confidence and can easily hurt the teams coming forward. Odegaard is central to most of Arsenal attacks and is involved in most of their goals as well. At just 6.8 million, he is turning out to be the best Arsenal attacker to own at the moment. So Lance FPL is asking, is Tony a good long-term alternative to Mitrovic? I am worried about his impending suspension. And would you switch Almiron to Odegaard next game week or wait after the United game? Well, Tony is definitely one of the best replacements for both Mitrovic and Darwin. In fact, we suggested to get him in game week 20 as well ahead of Kane. Brentford are in great attacking form this season, and with the penalties on him, we expect him to easily get 150 to 175 plus points this season. About the second part, we will wait for this week before looking to move for someone like Odegaard. United have been pretty solid in defense and are in the top 4 defenses in away games as well. So wait especially for this week. So Siami Abrahim is asking, Portman, Burn or Shar, which one okay? Well, all three options are good for now, but our choice would be Botman. He has higher probability of bonus points and is a set piece threat too. So the next question is Salah out. Any suggestions? Well, if you don't have KDB, then go for him. Our second choice would be Bruno, but wait for the double game week news before getting anyone. Salah might have a double game week himself. So Anand is asking March or Mitoma, keep or sell Almiron. Our choice would definitely be Mitoma. Solly March is indeed on a purple patch, but we aren't really sure if those numbers can be maintained in the long run. Mitoma is instrumental in all the attacks Brighton create and has the potential to be a real FPL asset at a cheap price. With Trossard currently not in contention, his minutes are guaranteed as well. For the second part, we will be holding on to Almiron for now. Kunal is asking, would you double up on March and Mitoma for 2 game weeks? And who do you prefer, Tony or Wilson? Would definitely not double up on March and Mitoma. If you own KDB or Salah, that would mean you are sacrificing either of your Arsenal, United or Newcastle assets to bring them both in. One from Brighton is okay for now. Also, there is a 75% probability of them blanking in game week 25. Wasif is asking, replace Martinelli with Saka or Odegaard. Time to sell Almiron and sell Azpilicueta. United is a game where Arsenal could get some opportunities of counter-attacking like they did in the last game they played together. Martinelli is the biggest threat from Arsenal on those counter-attacks and even scored one but was judged offside. Based on all this, we wouldn't ideally make the Martinelli to Saka or Odegaard move, particularly this week. Can be kept for later. No, we wouldn't sell Almiron. Give him a week or two before taking this decision. We will be selling Aspi because of all the rotations going on at Chelsea, and also James will be back in training next week. Gabriel is asking, United versus Arsenal, what do I do with the defenders and which of the attackers are liable to score more? Ideally, most of us would be having Arsenal and United defenders in our team. Such a game week then becomes a damage limitation week. Both could concede, and you cannot predict the outcome in such games. These are long-term options. Next question is, save a transfer or bring in Brighton asset or one more United asset if they get 2 more fixtures in game week 22. From what we understand from Ben Krellin, United and Brighton both have a 75% probability of blanking in game week 25. That blank will also include Newcastle and Brentford. So as long as you don't have 3+ players from these teams, you can look to bring a Brighton midfielder in. But if you already have more, then we would be recommending to roll over this week and get more information until then. Our next question comes from the T20 World Cup champion, who is an avid FPL player, Carlos Braithwaite. And the question is, which Brighton player would you get for this run? It seems their attack is on fire at the moment. There are three options from Brighton to consider: Mitoma, Ferguson and March. Considering that most of us are already on Haaland, Kane and either Tony or Mitrovic, we aren't personally looking at Ferguson. He has been decent and performing well in recent games. However, we prefer the other three who are on penalties for their respective teams. That leaves us with March and Mitoma. Mitoma has been absolutely fantastic since the restart. He loves taking on players and is high on bonus points most often as well. He could be a perfect replacement for someone like Andres. March has been on another level too, but has been overperforming his stats. He had also scored only 2 goals in last 2 seasons, so we aren't sure how long this level of overperformance will go on. Lastly, there is a more than 50% chance blanking for Newcastle, United, Brighton and Brentford in Game Week 25. So keep that in mind before bringing any of their assets. FPL Veteran is asking, when do we seriously start considering Trippier as a legitimate captain? And with so many mid options, surely you have to play 5 across the middle. It is actually a very valid point. A player who has blanked just once in last 14 weeks, only 13 points behind Haaland at the moment. With the fixtures coming up, we wouldn't be against putting him in for the captaincy. However, the explosiveness that Haaland has, that is missing with Trippier. And for the second part, we do think 3-5-2 is soon going to become the most used formation. Just too many options to choose from and we wouldn't want to miss on them either. Our last question is, I got MBMO as I didn't know Tony was back. I no longer need him and I desperately want to replace him. We would surely suggest you to go back to Tony. If you're looking for a cheaper option, then Ferguson could be that pick. That is it from the boys for this game week. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe to our channel and help us achieve a target of 1300 subscribers. Thank you and all the best for the coming game week.